Kuminga is that lob threat. Kuminga is that guy that he could be that JaVale McGee for them. But I knew he was athletic. I didn't know he was that skilled. He's very skilled for us creating to be able to drive and get to the paint, finishing right and left hand, dunking the ball, finishing through contact.
Here's Jonathan Kuminga coming off a Saric screen. Now, as soon as he turns the corner, JK just glides through the air, as if we're witnessing the second coming of Michael Jordan. Now, a couple of possessions later, he puts Taurean Prince in the weight room by bulldozing his way inside for an and one. Then, by the third quarter, he gobbles up Max Christie with an insane chase down block. And to put this one to bed, here's how Kuminga ended that night to send out a strong message.
See Garuba play D. Davis on the run out, the lob to Kuminga!
In just his first preseason game, Jonathan Kuminga put everyone on notice as he dominated the Lakers on both ends of the floor. And following that game, JK had back-to-back monster games by scoring 26 against the Lakers on their home floor, dropping 26 once again versus Sacramento, and what's mind-blowing about this is that he shot 54.5% on the field in those 3 games, while knocking down 47.1% of his shots from three-point distance. If this trend serves as an indication of what is about to come, then we can safely say that Jonathan Kuminga is going to be unleashed this season, and I'd love to admit it, but this is nothing but bad news for the rest of the league. I mean, check out what he did here in this play. So here's Clay penetrating inside the lane, and when he sucked in the defense, he kicked it out to Pods, who then swung it to Kuminga in the corner. With no one around him, Kuminga set his feet and knocks down this wide open tray without hesitation. See, JK is not really known as a great shooter, but that seems to be no longer the case this season as he now has the confidence to knock down shots from beyond the arc. Look here. You can see that Vanderbilt is daring Kuminga to shoot with the way he's sagging off on him. And since that's what he wants, JK just steps in and makes him pay. And if you play him tight, Kuminga will not hesitate to pull the trigger on you the moment he sees just a little bit of daylight. Now, speaking of JK's confidence in splashing down threes, here's Steve Kerr talking about it more in detail.
With Kuminga, do you notice more confidence with his three-point shooting, and do you like him taking those?
Yeah, he's definitely shot the ball with confidence, in camp, and I think the biggest thing is he just needs reps. I mean, he needs to play. He was relatively inexperienced, coming into the NBA, and there's a lot to soak in. And I think his first 2 years were frustrating at times for him, but he has taken that experience and applied it to what he's doing now, and it's getting better and better.
JK just shot 37% last year overall from 3, while shooting 37.3% and 43.8% in catch and shoot and pull-up situations respectively. But in those 3 preseason games, as I mentioned earlier, Kuminga shot 47.1% on average, which has already surpassed his 3-point performance from last season. And although the sample size isn't that big, we can pretty much say that Kuminga is trending in the right direction when it comes to his outside shooting. Now, aside from causing damage from range, Kuminga also showed some major improvement in his strength as he made a couple of power plays in those 3 off-season games. I mean, after Fox poked the hole here, Kuminga went into full attack mode as he just bumped Fox out of the picture before laying it in. Now, in this post play, look at how Kuminga just muscles his way inside against the much smaller defender for an easy deuce. And if they decide to cover him from up top, Kuminga has the quick first step to blow by his defender, and when he gets stopped in his tracks, he can do a counter spin to elude the defense and finish all the way through. Well, speaking of his explosiveness, JK once again showed glimpses of his elite athleticism during the preseason, and there were moments when he just wowed the crowd with his electrifying rim attacks. I mean, noticing the mismatch here against Alex Len, JK just turned on his afterburners as he blew by the big man in a heartbeat, while leaving Len with zero chance of catching up. Now, with LeBron staring daggers at him, JK didn't fold as he crossed him up and just exploded all the way to the cup with this thunderous jam. And if one dunk wasn't enough, check out how Kuminga escapes here off a backdoor cut before punching it down with authority. Anyway, JK's greatest strength has always been his freakish athleticism, and during fast breaks and open court situations, he would often rely on his insane hops and blurring speed to secure the bucket. Look at this one. As JK crosses the midcourt, he suddenly changes gears to catch the defense on his heels as he races to the cup with no one daring to stop him. And in this downhill drive, look at how Kuminga uses his speed to get into the lane. Then, when he got bumped, JK used his upper body strength to finish it despite the contact. Now, in this trail job, GP2 is completely aware that JK is lagging behind, so he just dished it off back to JK, and Kuminga just took care of the rest as he floated in the air to lay it in. Based on the previous clips that you just saw, it looks like Kuminga is going to have a breakout season because apart from passing the eye test, he has also racked up solid numbers to back it all up. This is scary news if you're the team that will be going up against the Dubs, because Jonathan Kuminga is just one problem, and you still have Steph, Clay, Draymond, and Wiggins to deal with. Not to mention that they have a point guard in their midst that you also need to take care of and keep an eye on. Well, speaking of CP3, I think Chris Paul will help Kuminga to achieve his true potential because we have seen him groom guys like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and DeAndre Ayton to become legit star players in no time. Plus, it's also going to be a treat to see CP3 throw alley-oops to JK whenever they get to play together in the second unit, as if we're going to witness the resurgence of Lob City all over again. Anyway, with the way Kuminga has dominated this offseason for the Warriors, I think we can now safely assume that he'll be seeing more minutes compared to what he's been getting in the previous seasons. I mean, if we're gonna pull up the stats here real quick, once again, you can see that JK is about to go nuclear in the upcoming season. See, he had 24, 8, and 4 in the opener. Then, on the Lakers' home court, Kuminga amped his performance to 26 points on 75% shooting from the field. And finally, against the Kings, JK tallied 26 points, 5 boards, 1 assist, and 1 steal to cap off this 3-game slate.
Steve talked a little bit about in the first 2 years you would get frustrated sometimes with like just learning the game and the coaching and this and that. What was the frustration, just not being able to translate it on the court?
It's not even about translate on the court. I would say it's just like I've been more mature. It's just that maturity is different when you come to the league knowing that you were supposed to be playing and you're not playing, and that's what I'm still young, but that's what I've been trying to explain people coming into the league that your moment gonna be there. It's just a matter of being patient.
Now, you might say that the reason why Kuminga has these kinds of numbers is that teams aren't taking these games seriously because this is just the preseason. Well, this could be true, but on the flip side, there's no denying the improvements that Jonathan Kuminga has made on both ends of the floor, as evidenced by the highlight clips you saw earlier. And even if he is unable to reproduce these types of numbers, it a huge impact in some form or way, because there's just no way you're holding down this kid anymore. After 3 long years of patiently waiting for his opportunity to shine.